In this presentation, we will set up a separate payroll expense account, one for the owner, being able to break out the owner payroll expense from other payroll expense. The same principle can be used as we want to break out different regions, setting up payroll by region possibly, or setting up payroll by activity, including sales versus administrative. We will make this change by adjusting an existing payroll item, adding a new expense account, and assigning this payroll item to the new payroll account within QuickBooks. For more accounting information and accounting courses, visit our website at accountinginstruction.info. Here we are on the home page. We currently have the open windows open. In order to open the open windows, go to the view drop-down and select the open windows list. We will open the payroll items by going to the lists drop-down, and we want to take a look at the payroll items list, the payroll item list. Typically when we set up payroll, we'll have items related to salary within payroll and hourly pay. Those are going to be the two main formats we can have. We can add a new salary and apply it to a different location in terms of the expense account. We are going to do it here by adjusting the current salary pay. We only have one employee who is a salaried employee, and therefore we can just assign this item to that one employee who is the owner. If that were not the case, then we can add a new item, payroll down here, and add a new item, which would be a salary type item with a new account. And we'll see how to adjust that account by going into this current salary item. So we're going to double click on the salary item up top. It's going to be a salary item. We're going to change the name of it to salary owner. So now if we do have another employee that's going to be salary based and not hourly based, we want to note here that we don't want to pick up the salary owner. We want to make sure we have another salary account for that employee that we can break out into another type expense account. Then we're going to say next, and then the payroll expense, we want to break that out. We want to put it into another type of expense account and track it on our income statement in a separate account. To do that, we're going to select the drop down and add a new account, and we're just going to call that account payroll owner. So we're just going to name it payroll for the owner. It's going to be an expense type of account. We're going to say save and close, and the rest should be the same. It's going to be the payroll owner and finished. We do want to apply it all the way to the beginning. If this was in practice, we probably only would want to do this for a new time period or when we first set up the payroll. We want to apply it to the first payroll in our example so we can see what the difference will be as we go to the income statement. So I'm going to say OK. Then let's check out the profit and loss or income statement and see what happens. We're going to go to the reports drop down. We're going to go to company and financial. Then we'll take a look at the profit and loss standard. Changing the dates from 01/01/18 to 12/31/18. That's January 1st, 2018 to December 31st, 2018. We can see that we've broken out some of these expense accounts. Remember that by default, all of these would just go into one expense account. But we can, by adjusting the items, adjust which expense accounts or how many expense accounts we want and how to group this information. And we now have broken out the payroll by the owner. So if we look at this item, it has now been broken out from the payroll expense. And this then, if we double click on it, will be the payroll for Judy Jones because that is our owner. If we click on any one of these, it go to the payroll checks and give us the check detail. So if I'm going to close this back out, you can see that this same principle can be applied to any type of way we would like to group the payroll. If we have some region of the country possibly or some different stores that we have, we might want to say these people are all within payroll for this location versus payroll for this location and set up different payroll items and different payroll accounts for that. Or if we had a sales versus administrative, we may want to say that these are going to be payroll items, payroll expense for the sales, payroll for administrative. We may have cost of goods sold or other needs in which we would want to track the payroll by specific accounts. And in order to do so, we can just go to those lists, the payroll items list, and we can adjust them so that we have the proper list to assign those accounts to, then go into the employees and make sure that they are pointing to the correct item. And let's take a look at that now. If we go to the Employees Center, Employees drop down, Employees Center, we're going to go to Judy Jones. And if we go to Judy's payroll information, now her item is salary owner. If we had to add another item for some different type of group, we just need to make sure that we have the right setup as the type of item it should be, salary or hourly typically, and then make sure that when we set up the new people that are going to be applied to that group, that we have their items going to that item list, and that the expense account is set up properly, and then everything should run smoothly and run it to not just an expense account grouping them all together, but to their own assigned expense account driven by the items that we set up. For more accounting information and accounting courses, visit our website at accountinginstruction.info.